In this video, something big is brewing. Is a new Elon Musk company in the works? Is Elon Musk about to end Twitter? The answer to both may be yes, and I am very excited. Plus, as we saw in the intro, Tesla Germany is in the midst of a massive recruiting effort to continue scaling up at Gigafactory Berlin. More proof Wall Street remains clueless about Tesla. Tesla stock ends its recent green streak, and some info about the massive battery capacity growth happening in the United States. So let's get into it. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoy these videos, there's a bunch of ways you can support the channel, access exclusive content and perks, and get some free stocks and crypto. Check out the links in the pinned comment below. You can get 2 free stocks with WeBull, a free stock with Stake, free Bitcoin with Coinbase, and free Bitcoin with BlockFi, and the BlockFi Bitcoin Rewards credit card. You can also pick up some Tesla, Elon, and investment themed merch in the merch store. If you want to take it to the next level, join thousands of members on Patreon to gain exclusive access to over 100 Q&A videos, loads of exclusive content, exclusive access to my up-to-date 10-year Tesla stock price targets, and even access my Tesla valuation model at the investor support level and above. So check out the links in the pinned comment below, and thanks for your support. At long last, Tesla stock has finally ended its recent run of green, down a whopping 0.32% for the day, still over $1,000 per share. Once again, just for a little bit of perspective, over the last 5 days, Tesla stock up over 10%, in the last month over 16%, and since bottoming out around $765 per share, Tesla stock up over 30%. The 6-month chart is a perfect illustration of just how volatile Tesla stock really is. Talk about some wild swings here. We have a run from under $700 up to a peak of over $1,200 per share. Then Tesla stock tumbling, coming back around 30%, rocketing back up over 30%, collapsing again down over 35%, and now rocketing up once again over 30%. And yes, for the record, I've been buying this entire time. 800, 900, 1100, 700, I don't care. I still think Tesla stock is the bargain of the century. Makes no difference to me if I'm paying a little bit more or less today, when I believe over the next decade, Tesla stock at minimum, easy 10x. Of course, I could be wrong, but I am putting my money where my mouth is. Per the intro, we also saw a new promo clip from Tesla in Berlin, showing off inside the factory, their latest iteration, cutting edge design, amazing tech, doing their best to recruit talent in Germany. This factory over the long term will ultimately produce millions of vehicles per year. Tesla desperate to get the talent they need to ramp this factory up ASAP. Let me know in the comments below if anyone watching will be working for or hopes to work for Tesla in Germany. And now let's talk about what's brewing with Elon Musk. A new company? Is he planning to destroy Twitter? Well, let's find out. First, a tweet here from Tim Urban, absolute legend. If you don't know, Tim's behind Wait But Why, and if you don't know Wait But Why, what are you doing with your life? Seriously, stop the video, head over to the website, and see you in 6 months. So, here's a tweet from Tim Urban. Quote, "I'm in an ongoing relationship with a moody, sensitive, grudge-holding, and generally crazy girlfriend called the Twitter algorithm. Everything will be going fine, and then suddenly I'm getting the cold shoulder, and I don't even really know what I did and just have to wait it out." Elon Musk responding, "I'm worried about the de facto bias in the Twitter algorithm." By the way, we'll talk more about why the quotation marks in a minute. "I'm worried about de facto bias in the Twitter algorithm having a major effect on public discourse. How do we know what's really happening?" So let's just take a quick pause here and discuss this in a bit more detail. So I'm going to go out on a limb here. Now, I could be completely wrong, but allow me to share my personal interpretation of what Elon Musk said here, specifically when he refers to the Twitter algorithm in quotation marks. Why would you do this, Elon? I don't understand. What are you talking about? Well, my personal opinion is that Elon Musk believes that the Twitter algorithm really equates to the political leanings and biases of the people working at Twitter, who on a whim, based on their own opinion, depending on the day, there's no consistency, just decide to censor, fact check, obscure, downvote, shadow ban, and so on, rather than a specific algorithm that's deciding what kind of content to deliver to people. In other words, I believe that Elon believes, and is suggesting, that the folks at Twitter have their hands in everything. And I personally believe this is spot fucking on. It is disgusting. I could go over a million examples. We're not going to start on that yet, but I just want to put this out there. This is my interpretation of what Elon said. Maybe I'm wrong. What do you guys and girls think? Let me know in the comments below. Elon Musk adding, "The algorithm needs to be open source," and I completely agree, and let me explain why. Before any of you clowns jump in the comments, "Oh, it's a private company, fuck you, they don't have to do anything, fuck you, they can do what they want." I do understand where you're coming from. A place of severe brain damage. Let me explain why. Twitter is a platform now that is used by the general public to discuss, to share ideas, to transmit thoughts, to debate. That's what it's for. If there's an algorithm behind closed doors that for whatever reason is deciding this opinion is unacceptable. This tweet shouldn't be discoverable. This opinion is abhorrent. We're not allowing that on our platform. Let's downvote this. Oh wait, you made an accurate comment about the biological reality of a person doing it. Oh no, you're banned on the platform. Hate speech. You asked a question we don't want asked. Banned. You made a comment that caused severe butthurt in one of the people who works for our company who happens to vehemently disagree with what you said. Let's flag that account as a deplorable and stop promoting their tweets. This behavior of censoring speech, of deplatforming people, blocking, permanently banning, and so on, is what Twitter does for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Not what Twitter does. I don't mean the people there who disagree with your... No. I mean the Twitter algorithm. You're the sitting president of the United States of America, the most powerful person in the world, and you have an opinion or say some things that we don't like, banned from the entire platform. Literally happened. Now, I know a few people are ready to explain in the comments why that's not what happened. In fact, what actually happened was Orange Man Bad incited violence because he told people, go to the Capitol and kill everybody. Because that's what he said, right? No, it's not what he said. But of course, this was a convenient excuse for the left-leaning media and big tech to collude behind the scenes and make Trump disappear from social media. This is what happened. These are the facts. Now, I know there's going to be a few people that will argue the point, it was inciting violence, Stephen, it was inciting violence. And I would argue that you're a moron. So are the people that decided that storming the Capitol was a great idea. In a country with over 300 million people, you're going to find a lot of lunatics. It's just statistically inevitable. If I, for example, today on this video, said to everybody watching, in regards to the FUD about Tesla, we need to fight like hell, and then a small portion of completely insane people who hear that message decide that that means that I said you should go kill everybody who's a CEO of a legacy automotive manufacturer. And then YouTube bans me for inciting violence. That's basically what happened to Orange Man Bad, except Orange Man Bad was the sitting president of the United States and I'm just some idiot on YouTube. Of course, the clear evidence of big tech colluding behind the scenes to ban, to deplatform the then president of the United States, there's nothing to worry about there. It's not like there was suppression of any facts or information that might have done damage to the campaign of Joe Biden, who then was hoping to beat Trump in the upcoming election. Oh, except that happened as well. The laptop. You know the laptop? Oh, you don't know the laptop. The media did a good job. The media's broken a story that could have a major impact on the US election. Definitely not about a laptop. Let's suppress that story because our fact checkers have told us that it's fake news, it's propaganda, it's not even allowed to be discussed on the platform. Fast forward a little while, suddenly the fact checkers got it wrong and there's an admission, you know, that article on that topic we completely banned from our platform. We were actually wrong and it is actually legitimate and we made a massive mistake by censoring speech for you instead of allowing you to make up your own mind. Is there sufficient evidence? Is this believable or not? You're too dumb to make your own decisions, so lucky we're here for you to ban, block, deplatform, and censor any speech we either believe is incorrect, inaccurate, dangerous, or we just don't like. But don't worry, because 1, it's for your own safety, and 2, you can definitely trust us, you stupid, blind, obedient sheep. Oh wait, did we say that out loud? Cut that part. Oops, got a little distracted. Back to the topic at hand, another quote from Elon Musk providing some important context back in early March. Quote, Starlink has been told by some governments, not Ukraine, to block Russian news sources. We will not do so unless at gunpoint. Sorry to be a free speech absolutist. Like Elon, I too am a free speech absolutist. I personally believe that people should be allowed to say whatever they want, share whatever ideas they have, any crazy theories. I don't care. You may be wrong. You probably are wrong, but that's okay. You are allowed to share your thoughts, your opinions, your beliefs, your crazy theories, and I will use my own brain to decide whether or not they make any sense. Thanks very much. I don't need a fact checker. I don't need a censor. I don't need people to be banned or deplatformed because they shared a certain idea. Right or wrong, I don't care. I'd rather than be able to share that crazy idea. And now, the poll to end all polls. Quote, free speech is essential to a functioning democracy. Do you believe Twitter rigorously adheres to this principle? Currently, as I record this, 4 hours left on the poll. Currently, as I record this, roughly 30% voting yes, 70% voting no. Now, I'm going to say something that's very accurate and also offensive, but again, it is accurate. The 30% of respondents answering yes to this poll, they are either ill-informed or completely brain dead. This isn't up for debate. This isn't a matter of opinion. This is a matter of fact. We know that Twitter bans and censors and blocks certain speech. We know this to be true. Therefore, it's obvious that Twitter doesn't rigorously adhere to free speech. If they did, they would allow people to say things that they don't want them to say rather than blocking, deplatforming, shadow banning, and so on. They don't. Literally 30% of the people responding to this poll are either brain dead or uninformed, in which case they shouldn't have voted on the poll. The good news is almost 3/4 of people responding to this poll have actually observed reality to be as it is, not as they wish it to be. It gets juicier. The consequences of this poll will be important. Please vote carefully. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the bombshell. Dave Lee echoing my own thoughts in his tweet, quote, "So, is Elon Musk going to start a new social media platform? Remember Elon Musk's last consequential poll on Twitter? I sure do. I believe that if this poll receives at least 50% of votes from people who know what the f*** they're talking about and acknowledge that Twitter absolutely does not rigorously adhere to the principle of free speech, Elon is going to do something about it. What are some potential options? What are some outcomes here? Well, in theory, Elon could buy Twitter. Probably a waste of $30+ billion if you ask me. Elon might even try to find a seat on the board of Twitter. Maybe he can influence the company from within. I don't know. But a much more likely outcome in my opinion, that's right, Elon Musk to start his own social media company, the foundation of which is free speech. Should Elon do this? Rest in peace, Twitter. In the past, Elon Musk has mentioned that he tends only to tweet when he's in the bathroom, dropping the kids off at the pool. Well, maybe the new name of this new social network from Elon would be Shitter. See what I did there? I'm so funny it hurts. I'm sure a lot of folks, especially Tesla stock investors, are thinking, come on Elon, not another distraction. You've already got 4 trillion companies. Please don't do a social media network. Here's the thing. If you haven't noticed by now, Elon Musk likes solving problems. Big problems. Existential problems. Well, guess what? In my world and in Elon's world, free speech is one of those things. If we don't live in a world, in a society, where people are allowed to share their thoughts, ideas, and opinions, whether or not they make sense, whether or not they're true, doesn't matter. If we're living in a society where people are not free to share their innermost thoughts, opinions, and beliefs, we have an existential crisis. And I don't think Elon Musk is going to be able to restrain himself from doing something about this. Hundreds, thousands of years ago, typically what we would do when somebody had an opinion that we didn't like, whether or not it was true, doesn't matter. But if we didn't like said opinion, you know what we'd do? We'd kill them. We'd stone them to death. We'd beat them to death. We'd behead them. We'd burn them at the stake. We'd throw them in a cauldron. Or instead, maybe if we were feeling kind and generous, instead we'd just throw them in prison for the rest of their life, whether or not what they said was true or not. Today, instead, it seems like social media, rather than killing people or throwing them in prison, they're digitally killed, aka deplatformed. Same shit. Different flavor. Witch hunts then, witch hunts today. The difference, the witch hunts happen online today. Now sure, I'd take being deplatformed over dead, but you guys understand what I'm talking about. This same form of human behavior, suppression of thought, suppression of ideas, propagation of the one true narrative, and destruction of all other ideas. This, unfortunately, is one of the rotten elements of humanity we still have with us today. It's just in a different form. We've gone from book burning to fact checking. This is a huge problem. It needs to be solved, and I think Elon has locked onto it. I don't know whether Elon Musk will prod and poke Twitter from the outside, say, guys, come on, you really need to open source your algorithm here. We need to know what's okay to say, what's not, what's going to get fact checked, what's going to cause somebody to get temporarily or permanently banned from the platform. Because at this point in time, Twitter is a black box. You just don't know what you're going to get. At least if Twitter open sourced their algorithm, there'd be some transparency. There could be a gigantic list of things that are true that you're not allowed to say because Twitter doesn't like them, and they'll get you banned, and at least we'd know, oh, that thing that's true, we can't mention that because even though it's true, we're not allowed to say that. At least Twitter would be clear. Oh, and this thing that's not true, it's okay to say that. You won't get banned from the platform if you say that because that's on our list of things that aren't true that you can say, and then there's our list of things that are true that you can't say. At least they'd be clear then. But there's no transparency whatsoever. It is an accurate thing to say that today on Twitter, if you make an accurate statement, if you describe reality, in some circumstances, you are at risk of being banned from the platform. One more time. There are circumstances today on Twitter. If you say something that is factually correct, you will be banned from the platform. This to me is a little disturbing. You know what else is disturbing? At the same time as sitting president of the United States was banned from Twitter, we have countless examples, and I mean countless examples, of other world leaders in other countries calling for people to be killed, beheaded, stoned to death, on and on and on and on, still on the platform today. Seems to be a little bit of inconsistency in Twitter's algorithm. This is a black box. This is the inconsistency. This is why Elon Musk is calling for Twitter to open source their algorithm. I think the most likely outcome, Elon Musk will eventually start his own social media company. Elon Musk will pull with him many of the folks globally who believe that free speech is fundamental and extremely important. People shouldn't be censored or fact-checked, especially when the fact-checkers and censors make so many mistakes. And as a result, those who prefer a platform that willy-nilly will censor, obscure, ban, block, demote, and so on, these folks will remain loyal to Twitter. After all, the Twitter overlords keep them safe from disinformation, and so they'll stick on the platform, and Twitter will degrade into even more of a cesspool. I'd love to know in the comments below, what do you guys and girls think? One, about free speech. Are you a free speech absolutist? Are you a moron who thinks sometimes it's okay to censor free speech? By the way, I do want to underscore, if you think it's okay to censor free speech, you are a moron. I just want to make sure that's really clear. It's okay if you're a moron, but I do want to make sure that you understand you are a moron. See, here's the problem. If you're a moron, you don't think very deep. First layer, oh yeah, what if they say something that's wrong? I mean, you shouldn't let them say that. That's wrong. That's what being a moron looks like, because you didn't think very far. You didn't think, but what if they're right? And what if the fact checkers are wrong? And then they suppress something that's true. People can't even access that information and make up their own minds. Isn't that a bad thing? Could that be bad? Here's the thing. A moron doesn't think that far. They don't draw that conclusion. They think, oh yeah, please, censor, keep me safe, fact checkers. I need to know what's true. I don't need thinking hurts. Just a few closing comments on free speech and social media from my own perspective as a content creator on YouTube, someone who's also very active on Twitter. For those who don't know, there are certain ideas, topics, and opinions on YouTube that if you dare to utter out loud, if you dare to speak aloud, if you dare to share your thought, your opinion, your belief on X, Y, or Z topic, YouTube will instantly delete your channel, permanently banned from the website, because you had an opinion that YouTube didn't like. In my opinion, this is not cool. In fact, this is disgusting. It's despicable. It's heinous. Yet, it is what it is. There are many videos, many topics I would like to discuss on YouTube that I simply can't. I have to self-censor because I know if I break the rule, see you later, no more YouTube channel. I'm able to speak a lot more freely, but not completely freely on Patreon. By the way, if you guys aren't already a member, check the card in the corner or the link in the pinned comment. There's over 100 exclusive Q&As, lots of different topics, the kind of stuff that I literally can't discuss on YouTube or I will be banned. And Twitter is no different. In fact, I think Twitter is far worse. There's many times on Twitter I'd like to share a thought, an opinion, an idea, a belief, and I know I can't. I know. I think to myself, you know what? Don't post that, Stephen. You'll get banned. It's not worth it. So I don't. This is not good. One final point, and then we'll move on. Just imagine, hypothetically speaking, that somebody discovers an asteroid hurtling towards Earth. A really big one. Bigger than your mother. So big, in fact, that it's guaranteed to wipe out all life on Earth. In other words, an existential crisis. Now, let's just imagine for some reason, for whatever reason, maybe through error, through bias, through manipulation, deception, dishonesty, I don't know. But just imagine that the fact checkers decide that this is fake news. It's not true. We can't say it's no. And they go further. You know what? This is going to cause widespread panic. We can't have that. Therefore, we're going to block all discussion about this extinction level impact because we don't believe it's happening. Therefore, it's not happening. Therefore, it's fake news. Therefore, people shouldn't even hear this idea. They shouldn't be able to make up their own mind, do their own homework. No. We've decided we are the almighty purveyors of truth, and we've decided this isn't true, therefore nobody should know about it. Bunch of radical, crazy conspiracy theorists hear about this underground and start to share their ideas. They post about it on Twitter. Next minute, their account gets banned for posting misinformation. They make a video on YouTube saying, this is a bit weird. Twitter keeps deleting all the discussion about this asteroid, but I've got a telescope and I've actually seen it too. Because of a problem, let's talk about this. YouTube decides fake news banned as well. You can see how this censoring and fact checking can be a bit of a problem, right? And that's the point. As I said earlier, there are some people who are literal morons who don't understand how important free speech is. These are the kind of people who are so dumb that instead of thinking through a scenario like, oh, hang on, asteroid impact, yeah, you know what? That could be a problem. Instead, these mentally impaired people, and I do want to underscore that, mentally impaired, morons, idiots, dangerously stupid, those kind of things, accurate descriptors. Instead of thinking a few layers deep and going, oh, you know what? If we have this overall policy, we should fact check and block, and that could be bad because what if there's something that's accurate or true and important with major consequences that the general public is unable to see or hear about because the fact checkers decided it's fake news? I'd much rather be able to hear from people who believe an asteroid is about to hit Earth when it's not, than not be able to hear from the people that believe, based on sufficient evidence, that an asteroid is about to wipe out all life on Earth. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm the moron. By the way, just to be clear, the reason I'm using such harsh descriptors, people who don't believe in free speech, morons, idiots, etc., I want them the f*** away from my channel. Like I said, these people are dangerously stupid morons, and I choose not to surround myself with dangerously stupid morons in real life and on the internet. If I have offended you, I encourage, in fact, I implore you, please unsubscribe from this channel, unfollow me on Twitter, and never interact with me again. By the way, I really do mean that. There's no room in my life for morons. I know this is incredibly harsh and abrasive, but when I use the term dangerously stupid moron, that first word there should tell you everything you need to know. I genuinely believe there are certain people out there who are so dumb, they are dangerous. And being somebody who wants to live a long, healthy and happy life, I do my best to avoid unnecessary danger. Now, a really quick update from Elon Musk on Starlink in Ukraine. Quote, Starlink, at least so far, has resisted all hacking and jamming attempts. For those who don't know, Elon Musk and Starlink have been sending a ton of Starlink terminals to Ukraine since the Russian invasion to allow communication to continue. There were intense signal jamming efforts. Starlink sent an over-the-air update to get around these. It seems Starlink's brilliant engineers continue to find ways to get around the attempts at jamming the signals. And now a real quick update on US battery capacity. We've recently learned from Reuters that Tesla and Lucid supplier LG plans to build $1.4 billion battery factory in Arizona. This now means that Panasonic, LG, and CATL are all building new, massive battery factories in the US that will supply Tesla. This is very good news. Well, at least for Tesla. And now finally, more proof that the Wall Street stock analysts have no idea about Tesla. Quoting Gary Black on Twitter, Tesla 2-year forward PE on Wall Street estimates is now down 30% from 2021 year end and down 50% from peak reached in November before Elon sold his shares. This is due to macro, e.g. 10-year Treasury yield at 1.6% and risk off after Russia-Ukraine war, but also reflects lack of investor conviction about 50% plus growth post-2023, which of course means that on average the Wall Street stock analysts are underestimating Tesla and don't believe they will come even close to achieving their own stated goals. Just saying, chart summing things up perfectly. We can see from late 2021 when it peaked, absolutely falling off a cliff. This has nothing to do with Tesla's business, but instead, as Gary pointed out, the macro environment. I don't think interest rates in 22, 23, 24, 25 and so on will have had any meaningful impact on Tesla whatsoever. Of course, it may temporarily affect Tesla's stock price, but Tesla's stock is not Tesla the company. Totally separate things. So a lot of news today, the biggest of course, Elon Musk very close, on the cusp, on the brink potentially, of starting his own social media platform. Should this happen? Should this be Elon's approach, rather than prodding Twitter to open source their algorithm, maybe even trying to get a seat on the board and influence the company from within? Should Elon create his own social media network? Rest in peace, Twitter, after all. You don't want to bet against Elon. I really genuinely believe that Elon Musk is serious about this issue of free speech. If there is no free speech, there is no democracy. If there is no democracy, there is a problem. Elon Musk really likes to solve problems, and this is one directly in his crosshairs. So let me know in the comments below. What do you think Elon's going to do? Hope you guys and girls have enjoyed this video. I hope a lot of people have unsubscribed as well. That is my one hope and dream, to rid this channel of as many dangerously stupid morons as I possibly can. And don't forget, if you'd like exclusive access to some of the thoughts I'm literally not able to share on YouTube because it's against their policy and I will get banned, head over to Patreon with the card in the corner or the link in the pinned comment. You'll gain instant access to over 100 exclusive Q&A videos on all topics, plus instant access to my Tesla price targets out over the next decade in the bear case, the base case, the bull case, and the hyper bull case. So I'll see you over there. I'm Stephen Mark Ryan. This is Solving the Money Problem, and I love you all. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoy these videos, there's a bunch of ways you can support the channel, access exclusive content and perks, and get some free stocks and crypto. Check out the links in the pinned comment below. You can get 2 free stocks with WeBull, a free stock with Stake, free Bitcoin with Coinbase, and free Bitcoin with BlockFi, and the BlockFi Bitcoin Rewards credit card. You can also pick up some Tesla, Elon, and investment themed merch in the merch store. If you want to take it to the next level, join thousands of members on Patreon to gain exclusive access to over 100 Q&A videos, loads of exclusive content, exclusive access to my up-to-date 10-year Tesla stock price targets, and even access my Tesla valuation model at the investor support level and above. So check out the links in the pinned comment below, and thanks for your support. And if you're still watching, you're awesome. I read every single comment on this channel and I really appreciate your feedback. So if you've got any thoughts on today's video, questions, comments, or suggestions for a new video, let me know in the comments below. Check the cards on screen now to browse the merch store, join Patreon, or watch the next video.